Greetings viewers, this is a follow-up video to my previous video where I went over shooting a weapon without a stock or a brace on it. In that particular video I used a SIG MPX, which is a 9mm weapon. I've had numerous people making comments about various things, to include abolish the ATF, that NFA is stupid, mass non-compliance is the correct answer, and that's not the purpose of the video that I made previously or this one. Everybody has their own opinion, and these videos are made for the people who have the opinion that they are going to follow the rules as stated. So I get it. You're not wrong. I don't disagree with you. However, I'm trying to help look out for the people that are just following the rules. They want to be able to go home at the end of the day and not worry about going to prison for the rest of their life and paying huge amounts of money and fines for something that shouldn't be an issue in the first place. Again, I don't disagree with you. However, there were also many other comments that alluded to basically that was a 9mm weapon, and none of those methods that I demonstrated in said video shooting it without a stock or a brace on it, and that it would not apply to something larger such as a 5.56. So I have here a SIG MCX Virtus pistol. It is chambered in 5.56. As you can see, there is no stock, there's no buffer tube, there's no nothing back here. It uses a very similar recoil system to the MPX, so almost along the same lines there. I do have an angled foregrip on it, which is a little bit different. This does not convert this into an AOW or any other weapon. If you were to put some sort of vertical foregrip on this that you can wrap your hand around, then that would convert that into a different classification of weapon, and in that instance you might as well just put a stock on it because you're still violating one of ATF's rules. So again, this video is just going to cover shooting a weapon without a stock or a brace on it, and again it's going to be in 5.56 this time instead of 9mm. If you didn't watch my previous video, I recommend going and watching it. So one of the main methods that's going to probably be the most practical and most effective for you, whether it's a 9mm, 5.56, 300 blackout, whatever caliber you prefer, the sling method is probably 99% of the time going to be the best option in terms of being able to manage the recoil of the weapon, again, regardless of caliber. So I haven't warmed up at all. It's other than what the sun's doing and making me sweat, I haven't been out here very long. I haven't shot anything at all. I like to do these videos cold just so that we can get a realistic sense of shooting under some sort of circumstance where you didn't have time to actually get a warm-up in. So let me go ahead and get hearing protection on, get set up, and we'll start shooting. So as previously stated in the other video, and I'll say it again now, none of these methods are ideal. Clearly we would like a piece of plastic that we can put in our shoulder to help stabilize the weapon and have more effective fire, rather than having a weapon that's a little more unruly and less safe. So I'm not really sure who these rules and laws are supposed to protect, but again, I don't make those kind of rules. So we're going to start with probably the most basic and obvious. This is a pistol, right? So let's turn on our optic. So a lot heavier than the MPX. Holding it out there as a pistol. Not ideal, not comfortable holding out there for a long period of time, but it would work in a pinch. So next method, I'm going to use the forend for what it's designed for. I'm going to be pulling towards the target a little bit to help kind of minimize some of that recoil. I'm also going to be pushing forward with my dominant hand. So we're just going to punch out on target. And we're able to get those effective rounds, mostly center mass, a little low because we're up close. It didn't account for height over bore, so I'm just pointing it at the X. So again, none of those are ideal. The longer sustained fire you're trying to put down range, you're going to get a little more unruly, so not perfect. The other option, again, which I demonstrated, was using the sling. Basically, you tighten the sling down a lot more than you usually would. We want it tight. We're trying to make up for that distance that we don't have for the stock here. And what I'm going to do is with my support hand, I am pulling the weapon forward. With my dominant hand, I'm helping to push forward, and basically I'm using the stock to help stabilize the rear of the weapon from bouncing around while we're shooting. Depending on your sling setup on your weapon, you may need to swap. I have this over my head and my left arm. You may want to put it over your right arm and over your head so it's coming this way, especially depending on what handed shooter you are. So you just punch out, and we're able to stay on target. So let's go ahead and use the shot timer and see if we can put some accurate fire downrange using this weapon. All right, so the times should have been showing up. It is a little bit delayed coming from the timer to the display, but you should have been able to see some of those rapid fire shots. I'm not going to stop the camera. We're going to walk over and look at the targets. So these targets were brand new. When I posted them, there were absolutely no holes in them. And you can see we have effective hits on this target. There were no misses. I was trying to shoot fast. Probably not as fast as some of you, I'm sure. However, again, you can see we got effective hits. No, we didn't shoot the X out of the target, but if you're trying to shoot fast, then you can do that, then you're shooting too slow. So like I said, this was just a follow-up quick video. I wanted to address some of those comments again to the naysayers saying that that doesn't work with 5.56. So perhaps maybe now you can say it won't work with 7.62, so I'll have to do that one as well, which is fine with me. It gets me out on the range, putting some rounds down range and getting some good practice in, while also providing some information and potential help and skill building exercises for you as the viewers. Please let me know if you have any questions down below, if there's something you think I didn't speak on or that you'd like to have more information about, or that you would like to have me do a future video on. I'd be glad to take that into consideration and work it into the rotation as I have time in between my normal job. I've been trying to put out at least one video per weekend, and so far I've been successful at that. Hopefully I can keep that trend going. So that's all that I have for you today. I appreciate you tuning in. Please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, whatever you feel the need to do. And as always, I'm open to any sort of constructive criticism or feedback. If there's something I can do to make my videos better for you, please feel free to let me know. So with that, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video.